the head of MUFON, the founder of MUFON. Oh, Walt Andrus. That's who I was working for. Those three.
Andrus. Okay, A-N-D-R-U-S, folks, isn't it? Walt. A-N-D-R-U-S.
Walt Andrus. He's the guy that founded MUFON.
Now, tell people about NICAP and APRO, because we've already dropped those names, too. The girl and guy in Wisconsin had it doing paper clippings and all that in Wisconsin. But we're going to go back to Boise, Idaho, I guess, with Johnson and Arnold, right? So they must have started clipping all that stuff, you think, for Kenneth Arnold?
Yeah, Johnson, his wife said, James McDonald went out and talked to his wife, and his wife's, because he was vocal about what he thought the Air Force should do and everything, and so they went out and saw him and said, "Enough, shut up." So that's about that's I guess in the early 50s, and his wife gave Dr. McDonald some of the clippings that he had saved. He went around and, of course, his editor told him to get up in an airplane and go see if he could find a UFO. So on the 10th of July, and he had a camera, a movie camera, and he took a movie of this UFO. It's in Blue Book. He reported it to Blue Book. Now the film, when they developed the film, it didn't show the UFO. It's overexposed, but with today's technology, if we still had that film, we could probably do something with it. But at the time, they couldn't, so they just threw it away. But yeah. So
awesome. Shredding a lot of papers. We do a lot of shredding. That's sad. It's so sad we just get rid of a lot of stuff.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that's missing and everything.
All right, so we're going to start this story.
Huh?
We're going to start this UFO story, and we're going to debate whether or not Boise gets credit for clipping or the couple in Wisconsin. But we're going to go all the way back.
No. There's stuff back to March. March 3rd, Auburn, Maine. This doctor was riding by the airport, and at the end of the airfield, there's these UFOs close to the ground. Now, this is an early close encounter type thing. He's riding by, and at the end of the airfield, these UFOs are coming down, swooping down, and coming back. And after Life magazine came out in '52, he wrote to Wright Patterson and sent a letter, because he saw this in Life magazine, so he reported it to the Air Force. But prior to 1952, he also reported it to a guy that started out in UFOs in 1947, George Fawcett. So this was reported early on, and it was in Fawcett's files, and I took a Xerox copy of it. It's so that's March of 1947. In England, the radar sightings in 1947, and fighter aircraft trying to chase UFOs across England from the North Sea all across England. So that's in January. That's a thing called Operation Charlie, which is on my website if you're interested.
Project 1947, right?
Right.
1947, Janet and everybody. And
so .com, not org, .com. So in Australia in February, there were sightings of UFOs, and they were so bright that they at night it cast a shadow. The guy saw a shadow on the ground as the things went by. So that's February.
Now, you count Sweden?
I will tell you that there's about there's probably about 50 to 100 UFO cases before Arnold's case.
The Foo Fighters in the 1940s.
Yeah, but I'm talking about 1947. I'm talking about 1947.
Oh, you're just starting with 47. Okay.
Yeah, I'm talking about 47. Before Arnold, there's almost 100 cases, and these guys didn't make the newspaper like Arnold did, and they didn't get on the wire services go all around the world.
All right. Well, let's stop right there because we've got Thomas Mantell in Kentucky and Roswell, New Mexico. But let's let Janet know that we're going to do this weekly. But also, I want to know your Sweden people, and if you're going to go with Wikipedia going back to 218 before Christ existed, and if you're going to recognize any of the Anunnaki or Anu stories or From the Heavens Came in your oral history.
Well, UFOs go way back.
Yeah.
They go way back. Talking about Foo Fighters, that's really we've really been able to find a lot about Foo Fighters just recently. Huge amounts of new stuff. And so that's I just put something on my website the other day. If you go to UFO reports and look at 1945, there's something about crystal balls on there, or silver balls. I'm sorry, from the 12th Tactical Air Command. I just put that on, and that's one of the first things official. Our clippings from the New York Times, but this is a official Army Air Force thing that talks about these silver balls, and there's not many documents that talk about it.
Okay, did you cover the green balls too in 48? Did you cover the green balls too?
Yeah, but I'm talking about during World War II. I'm talking about Foo Fighter era stuff.
All right. Well, you've got it all documented properly on 1947, folks. Project 1947, and we'll get into a lot more names, but we're just trying to get started here really good because he's been doing this for years. He's lived it, studied it, breathed it, and Janet and I are picking up I don't know what to say, because she's working a lot on ancient history with her husband on Anunnaki books, and they're really, really good reads, and they're very well researched on the Anunnaki. So I want you to, we're going to divide it up, and you're welcome to make your own research. So right now, Wikipedia is going back to 2nd millennium BC. So in the paranormal anyway, in the UFO sightings, but they're never up to date. It's all based on all of us open source. So tune in and see if you can help us. Now, when do you want to return? Because we're going to run out of time here in a few minutes. What night did you decide and what time? Because this is very difficult.
I can't do it next week because I'm going to be at the UFO History Group meeting out in Michigan, so I'll be unavailable.
Okay.
So next weekend I can't do anything. Or next week I can't do anything. The week after that, sure.
All right. So Janet, help me and let's decide. Me and Janet, when Janet and I have an agreement where we help each other 50%, so we both promote them on both Aquarian Radio, folks, just so you know. And mine is TJ Mars TT Radio. But I've started another one for our Allied Command Oregon Ascension Center and UFO Association, and I'm paying the bill on that. So we'll choose which ones to post but we'll keep you guys informed of where the archives are. But this one goes out on Stitcher and Spreaker and FM radio and Blueberry and I said iHeart, iTunes, which is now Apple. So we'll get it out there, and we'll keep working. It takes a little bit of work to decide how to get the base down of what we're doing, and each person has their own historical life. But I want to be sure and bring in the Bob Dean crew for the events because Janet's been promoting them for 7 years on my radio show. God bless her. She's gone to all of them and just really been out there helping people market and promote events. So, Janet, hopefully if we have one in 2020, I don't know if we're going to do it in Albuquerque or not, but we'll see if we can't get Jan because he's very highly respected. And our illustrious leader, director, Bruce Maccabee, recommended him, and so did Jan Harzan. So between the head of MUFON and the head of our UFO Association, he's probably the best archivist, ufologist in the world right now. And he does, recommend his colleagues in other countries. I'm going to have to get off of here. Janet, any final words?
Just love and blessings and aloha. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time.
All right. So, Janet, we'll miss this one with the history, but you've got your own, and we'll do our own book. But, folks, we'll mix and match some stuff here, compare notes, and then you do your research, too. But just know Jan Aldrich does have the trust and credentials and experience. I don't know what else to tell you except go to his website, project1947.com, right, Jan?
Yes, that's correct.
And we'll keep working with him. He's a good person. He's volunteering his time, and he's really worked hard. He got back in the clipping days with Barry Greenwood. Hey, is Barry going with you to that Michigan thing?
No. He's sick right now, so he's got to get well first.
Okay. Well, if you talk to him, send his regards. And everybody, please remember, my daughter came in and said that somebody up here at the Circle K on the corner donated some money to Mike Ringley at Revolution Radio, right here just outside my house, around the corner, because they listen to our shows, Janet. So there you go. You know what I'm saying? So we are making a difference in our own backyard, folks, right here in Gulf Breeze. So I saw the police officers last night using my Wi-Fi down there, 3 or 4 of them, listening to our show with Calvin Parker. He's real famous down here where I live. So we're doing our little part. So Janet's doing her part in Hawaii and all over the world. So we'll keep going and, just use what you can and leave the rest, just doing our part to archive and put it out there in oral. So, Jan, I think you're very good at this, and we don't know what all you know, but, we'll put it together, and if we bring up something, it's good it comes up at the time it does, right? Because a lot of people don't know, and I only know what I read or have experienced. But I'll go research and put together, because people love that Majestic 12. I think it's because it was on X-Files. I think it's because Hollywood got hold of it. You know what I'm saying? Hollywood and TV help us a lot get the basics, but not the real history. Sort of
that was the whole idea, is to have a giant Hollywood production of the whole thing, and that fell apart.
Oh, you mean for Bill or before Bill more?
For Bill. That was his goal, and he just when he was scooped, he left the scene.
Well, what about the aviary? Can we real quickly tap on the aviary for Janet and those listening?
Half of the aviary is in belongs TTSA, and Putoff and some of these other people were